everybody, my name is Danielle Bernardin, and today we are here to talk about the book, What Do You Do with an Idea? Now, this is a book I actually came across a couple years ago, and there's something about the message of the book and the way that it's presented to the reader that really left a lasting imprint on me. So I'm really excited to share this with you today. First, we're going to do a read through of the entire book, and then we're going to jump into the classroom applications and the lesson plan I have prepared to go along with the book. I am so happy to be able to share this book with you today, and let's just get right to reading. What Do You Do with an Idea? Written by Kobi Yamada and illustrated by May Bizum. One day, I had an idea. Where did it come from? Why is it here, I wondered. What do you do with an idea? At first, I didn't think much of it. It seemed kind of strange and fragile. I didn't know what to do with it. So I just walked away from it. I acted like it didn't belong to me. But it followed me. I worried what others would think. What would people say about my idea? I kept it to myself. I hid it away and didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same as it was before my idea showed up. But there was something magical about my idea. I had to admit it felt better and happier when it was around. It wanted food, it wanted to play. Actually, it wanted a lot of attention. It grew bigger and we became friends. I showed it to other people even though I was afraid they would say. I was afraid if people saw it, they would laugh at it. I was afraid they would think it was silly. And many of them did. They said it was no good. They said it was too weird. They said it was a waste of time and it would never become anything. At first, I believed them. Actually, I thought about giving up my idea. I almost listened to them. But then I realized, what do they really know? This is my idea, I thought. No one knows it like I do, and it's okay if it's different and weird and maybe a little crazy. I decided to protect it, to care for it. I fed it good food, I worked with it, I played with it, and most of all, I gave it my attention. My idea grew, and so did my love for it. I built it a new house, one with an open roof, where it could look up at the stars, a place where it would be safe to dream. I liked being with my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It encouraged me to think big, and then to think bigger. It shared its secrets with me. It showed me how to walk on my hands because it said, it is good to have the ability to see things differently. I couldn't imagine my life without it. Then, one day, something amazing happened. My idea changed right before my very eyes. It spread its wings, took flight, and burst into the sky. I don't know how to describe it, but it went from being here to being everywhere, and it wasn't just a part of me anymore. It was a part of everything. And then I realized what you do with an idea. You change the world. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the story and you love it as much as I do. So talking about the classroom applications for this book, I think that the content in this book is relevant to so many different ages. I think kids in kindergarten all the way up to adults can take something from this book because the messages are so universal. And as far as subjects goes, again, this book is quite versatile. I have it put in a English language arts class, but this could go in a health lesson, this could go in an integrated studies unit. This is a great book to put right at the beginning of the year or right before you start doing a really big project in class where kids need to generate their own ideas and be very proud and have a lot of confidence in their work. This goes great with that. So the learning objectives for this book I've selected to correspond with English Language Arts Grade 1. So the general outcome, students will listen, speak, read, write, view, and represent to comprehend and respond personally and critically to oral, print, and other media text. And the specific learning objective that I have associated with the lesson plan is responding to text, constructing meanings from text. Relate aspects of stories and characters to personal feelings and experiences, retelling interesting and important aspects of oral, print, and other media text. So students are going to be asked to listen to the story and then pull parts of the story that they relate to, think about their own journey in regards to an idea, and be able to relate themselves to what is being presented in front of them. And then the learning objectives are as follows. Students will identify the critical points of the story and describe how they affect the child's path. Students will compare elements of the story to their journey of having an idea and express the feelings associated with this transition time. And students will produce a written document, illustrate dynamic images, and orally present the story to the class. So students are basically being asked to pick out the important parts of the story, think about how those important parts of the story relate to the important parts of their own personal story, and produce some kind of document that will show the reflection they did on the story and on their own lives, and show the connection between the two. Now, this assignment is a formative assignment. It is as we go kind of thing, not a final end assignment. So we are looking for discussion, connection, and presentation. Easy as that. I think one of the most meaningful learning experiences that will come from a story like this is showing students that everyone kind of goes through the same type of things. Everyone gets creative blocks, everyone struggles with their own identity and being confident in themselves, and it's not something they have to go through alone. And it's not something that should make them feel isolated. It's something that they should celebrate because it means that they are becoming their own person and they have their own tastes and they have their own set of morals and things that they believe in. So I think this book helps to teach students to celebrate their uniqueness rather than shy away from it because it makes them different and stand out. So the lesson plan that I have associated with this book starts, of course, with a read aloud. So you are welcome to use my video of the read aloud, or you can read aloud to the kids yourself. Whatever works for you best, it does not matter as long as they're getting the story and getting enough time to look at the beautiful, beautiful illustrations in the book. And then we jump into the philosophical discussion. So this is kind of a reading comprehension portion. Did the kids pick out the parts of the book that are important? How do they feel about those important parts? And I've listed in the supporting document all of the questions that I've generated, but feel free if the kids are leading you down a different path with some really great discussion points, go where they go. They are going to lead this discussion. And finally, the assignment portion of the lesson plan, students will be asked to think about a time that they had an idea, and they're going to take a moment from the beginning, middle, and end of their story and put it to page. So they're going to draw one photo for each moment and then write at least one sentence to accompany that image. If students are finished early, you can always ask them to go back and write more or add more detail to their drawing, color it in, whatever you have time for. And once all the students are done, they'll stand up and share with their table groups about their story, and teachers can just circulate through and listen to what's going on. And finally, as an exit slip exercise, students will grab their agenda and they're going to write one phrase in there of something that their inner cheerleader will say to them when they're feeling a little bit down on themselves, something that will inspire them to persevere forward. And they'll take it home and they can have a discussion with mom and dad about it, and you can keep track of it as a teacher and you can use those phrases back to them. So that brings us to the end of my little professional development video. If you have any more questions, please consult the attached written document with all of the breakdowns and everything. If not, feel free to reach out to me. Please consider bringing this to your classrooms. I promise you, You will not regret it. Thank you so much for checking out my video, and please enjoy your reading time.